China announces Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un will attend a military parade in Beijing. Tickets for the first batch of National Games events are now on sale. And the government holds cross-departmental counter-terrorism drill. Hello and welcome to TVB News. I'm Melissa Hekalea. Beijing will hold a grand military parade and other commemorative events in early September to mark the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. Officials have confirmed the attendance of Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, among other heads of state. Danny Zhou reports.
The military parade will be staged in the heart of Beijing next Wednesday, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. Assistant Foreign Minister Hong Lei announced today that Russian President Vladimir Putin is among the 26 foreign heads of state and government on the invitation list, putting the China-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership of Coordination under spotlight. And it'll be the first time for North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un to attend China's Victory Day commemorations at Tiananmen Square.
中朝是山水相连的.
Hong said this year marks the 80th anniversary of the Korean Peninsula's liberation from Japanese colonial rule, stressing China and North Korea are friendly neighbors connected by mountains and rivers. Other guests will include the leaders of 6 ASEAN member states, 5 Central Asian nations that signed a treaty of permanent good neighborliness and friendly cooperation with China, Serbia, Slovakia and Belarus in Europe, and many countries that took part in the Belt and Road Initiative will have close collaboration with China. High-level representatives from other countries and international agencies such as the United Nations and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization will also be present. Hong said foreign guests spanning 5 continents reflect the broad international recognition of China's historical contributions during the war and its global significance. He noted former Japanese Prime Minister Yukio Hatoyama and South Korean National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-sik will also join. Members of the incumbent Japanese government, however, will not be present. This as the Foreign Ministry launched protests and demanded clarification after Tokyo reportedly asked some countries to skip the V-Day events in Beijing.
能否正确认识和对待历史?
Hong said having a correct perception and attitude toward history is a litmus test of whether Japan upholds conscience and honors its commitment to peaceful development. Danny Zhou, TVB News.
Tickets for the first batch of the 15th National Games events are now on sale. It's the first time Hong Kong will co-host the event with Guangdong and Macau. Besides online ticketing platforms, the public can also purchase physical tickets at China Travel Services branches. Debbie Tang reports.
Tickets for the first batch of the 15th National Games went on sale at 10 a.m. today. At the Mong Kok branch of China Travel Service, this man bought 3 tickets for the Rugby Sevens event.
The intention is to support Hong Kong rugby team. This is the time frame they are available. So, and also have a chance to take a look into the facility of the new stadium in Kai Tak.
This resident was concerned about the purchase restrictions. He wanted to buy tickets for all the events with his friends, only to find that each person can only buy 6 tickets at one time. Physical tickets are available at the 11 China Travel Service branches across Hong Kong, but only for the Hong Kong events, including beach volleyball, handball, rugby sevens, and basketball. The ticket prices range from 50 to 200 yuan. Residents have to bring their ID cards to register for their purchases. The online ticketing platform also opened at 10 a.m., providing tickets for certain events in Hong Kong and Guangdong, with prices starting at 30 yuan. For Hong Kong and Macau residents, the home return permit registration is required. This marks the first time Hong Kong will co-host the National Games with Guangdong and Macau.
今次係香港首次
Speaking on social media, Chief Executive John Lee urged residents to purchase tickets, cheer for the athletes, and experience the exciting atmosphere of the event. The sales time for the subsequent events will be announced on the online official website. Residents can follow the schedule and purchase the relevant tickets. If they go to the offline sales outlets, they can pay with Hong Kong dollars. Debbie Tan, TVB News.
The government has held its first cross-department counter-terrorism rehearsal after the implementation of the three-tier prevention framework. The event involved some 500 individuals, comprising 6 teams from the disciplined services and representatives from the hospital authority. The police said while the terrorism threat in Hong Kong remains at a moderate level, it must not be ignored. Timothy Lee tells us more.
The Kai Tak Cruise terminal was stormed earlier today by scores of event participants dressed up as armed terrorists, with several citizens playing their parts as the injured, lying on the floor. 2 terrorists were quickly taken down by the police's emergency unit and counter-terrorism response unit, but one of them planted an explosive device just before surrendering. In an effort to neutralize the device, the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Bureau deployed the bomb disposal robot it purchased last year, while a firefighting robot sprayed water nearby in a bid to lower the temperature on site. At the same time, armed extremists boarded a nearby vessel and held its passengers hostage. Some of the latter managed to escape. Soon afterwards, members of the Special Duties Unit were deployed via speedboat and government flying service helicopters to assault the compromised vessel and tackle the terrorists. Marine police were seen attempting to stop a speedboat carrying another group of terrorists, trying to take the vessel down on both sides. Codenamed Brave Light, the large-scale exercise is the first of its kind since Chief Executive John Lee announced the three-tier prevention framework last year. Besides testing the city's anti-terrorist capabilities, the exercise allowed for the rehearsal of treating large numbers of the wounded, as well as searching for illegal items and suspicious individuals. The operation comprised some 500 individuals from the discipline services and hospital authority. The event lasted for around half an hour and was observed by Chief Executive John Lee and Chief Secretary for Administration Eric Chan from the Emergency Monitoring and Support Center. Timothy Lee, TVB News.
The defense and prosecution of the national security trial of Next Digital founder Jimmy Lai concluded both their closing arguments today. The court will announce the verdict at a later date. The former media mogul and 3 companies related to defunct newspaper Apple Daily were charged with conspiracy to collude with external elements and publishing seditious publications. The defense hoped the court would accept a number of facts in its closing argument under the doctrine of judicial notice. They include the U.S. selling weapons to Taiwan despite Beijing's opposition. But the request was denied by designated Judge Esther To, who said the matters were unrelated to the trial. With a tropical depression moving close to Hong Kong, the observatory issued the standby signal number 1 at 7:10 p.m. The alert will stay in force at least until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Upper air disturbances are bringing showers and thunderstorms to the coast of Guangdong. The tropical depression is moving in the general direction of the sea south of Hainan Island and will be closest to Hong Kong around noon tomorrow, skirting around 600 kilometers from the territory. Unless the tropical cyclone intensifies significantly, the chance of persistent strong winds is expected to be relatively low. Still ahead, Pope Leo XIV urges Israel to stop the collective punishment and forced displacement of Palestinians in Gaza. More Chinese students express interest in studying in the U.S. after Donald Trump's change of heart. And a suspect in the murder case in Hung Shui-kyu taken to crime scene to reenact the incident. Welcome back. Pope Leo XIV has demanded that Israel stop the collective punishment and forced displacement of Palestinians in Gaza. This as U.S. President Donald Trump presided over a policy meeting on Israel's war in Gaza and post-war plans for the Palestinian territory, with input from former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. In the past 24 hours, Israeli attacks killed 76 people in Gaza and injured 298 others. Tracy Furness reports.
19 injured and sick children from Gaza arrived in Jordan on Wednesday to receive urgent medical treatment. The children and their families were evacuated via the King Hussein Bridge to government and private hospitals in the capital, Amman. Since early March, 153 sick and injured children have been evacuated from Gaza with the help of the World Health Organization. This is part of a Jordanian initiative to provide urgent medical care to 2,000 children. This 9-year-old was hit by shrapnel in the spinal cord in the neck. This mother and 7-month-old baby suffering from malnutrition. The child now has problems with his kidney. This as the director of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees for Gaza Affairs, Sam Rose, said food aid being distributed to the Palestinians is being weaponized.
Food aid is being used as a weapon of war. The UN-led system is being systematically undermined and degraded and being seen as part of the problem. And within that, food aid, the basics of what we do as humanitarian organizations, is also being seen as part of the problem. So what we need to do, what the obligations on the state of Israel are to tackle this problem, are being portrayed as part of the problem. And of course, it's being used as one of many tools to pressure the population and pressure the authorities inside of Gaza.
Meanwhile, huge plumes of smoke were seen over the Gaza skyline Thursday. It comes as Palestinians in Gaza brace for an expanded offensive promised by Israel. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel will launch its Gaza City offensive while simultaneously pursuing a ceasefire, though Israel has yet to send a negotiating team. Pope Leo XIV has demanded Israel to stop the collective punishment and forced displacement of Palestinians in Gaza and pleaded for a permanent ceasefire. He appealed to both parties involved to put an end to the conflict in the Holy Land that has caused so much terror, destruction and death. Tracy Furness, TVB News.
U.S. President Donald Trump's latest stance, asking for more Chinese students to attend American colleges, has sparked renewed interest on the mainland to apply for U.S. schools. The Trump administration has long said it would like to reduce the numbers of foreign students attending American university. But the latest twist saw Trump himself welcoming Chinese students. This Beijing overseas education agency immediately received plenty of calls inquiring about U.S. schools after Trump rolled out the red carpet. The agency says school fees from Chinese students help support the American economy and believes American universities will see renewed interest from Chinese students. However, the agency says those wanting to go to the U.S. should keep all options open due to the unpredictability of Trump's policies. 13 people have been arrested in connection with Monday's alleged murder case in Hengshui. One of the suspects was taken to the crime scene today to reenact the incident as part of a police investigation. Samantha Lee tells us more.
The crime reenactment began at about 12:30 this afternoon after the male suspect was driven to Sangsangchun in Yunlong. Police officers used a mannequin to represent the 51-year-old victim. Wearing black t-shirt and white trainers, the hooded and handcuffed man walked to the mannequin while holding a replica knife. He told police how the incident occurred. The deceased was found lying on the side of the road below a brush near Yekyunchun at around 6 a.m. on Monday. It is understood the victim lived near Sangsangchun, where he was intercepted by 2 private cars while driving his own vehicle. He is believed to have got out of his car, attempting to escape, before being chased and attacked by a group of people, and suffering a knife wound on the right side of his head. The male suspect was later taken by the police to Sun Feng Wai in Tumun to continue the reenactment. Sources said the attackers drove a car there after the incident occurred. The suspect then spoke about the case. The police then escorted him to the coast of Bayview Garden in Tuen Wan, where someone allegedly dropped the weapons involved in the incident. After 30 minutes of searching, the police found a knife in the water, with another blade also retrieved shortly after. The evidence was collected as the police continued their investigation. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
The JoyYou Fest is being held from today until September 10th, offering JoyYou card holders who are citizens aged 60 or above discounts at 120 merchants. Participating stores displayed promotions about the JoyYou Fest. Some retailers are offering cash discounts with purchases of $128 or more, receiving an $18 discount. The JoyYou Fest features numerous restaurants, retailers, telecommunications companies, and pharmaceutical companies. The University of Hong Kong Medical School has developed an organoid-based platform to assess antibodies and vaccines against respiratory viruses. By using lung stem cells and nasal epithelial cells, the research team created standardized nasal, airway, and alveolar organoids. Unlike traditional cell lines, organoids, or mini-organs, simulate human organs and are believed to accurately predict the effects of antibodies in the human body. The researchers said the model not only improves the efficacy assessment of COVID-19 antibodies, but also other therapeutic vaccines. The 5th Hong Kong Game Enhancement and Promotion Scheme was launched this week. The scheme supports 11 selected local game startups with funding and resources to improve their game quality, with the aim of helping them expand globally. Lin Lee reports.
Hong Kong's local game studios show strong creativity but often lack marketing and monetization experience. To help boost their competitiveness, the 5th Hong Kong Game Enhancement and Promotion Scheme was launched, revealing 11 selected local startups and providing them with expert mentoring, training, and technical resources. The Cultural and Creative Industries Development Agency also sponsored up to 550,000 Hong Kong dollars per team with marketing subsidies. Gabriel Pan, chairman of the Hong Kong Digital Entertainment Association, highlighted marketing experience and clear promotional plans as key selection criteria for game startups. He also called for the need to marketing for a global reach.
We are all game developers. We always put all the effort into the development of games. And we usually neglected the importance of marketing, which is very important for a game industry nowadays in the world.
Developers say the scheme improves both game quality and public exposure.
You have to really find what works, so it takes a lot of time and effort, so I think this would really help us this way.
This promotion scheme gives us feedbacks on how our promotion is going through the various online marketing platforms and other offline platforms to promote globally.
Selected local startups will also participate in the Tokyo Game Show this September to showcase their games in the international market and seek new opportunities. Lin Li, TVB News.
That's the news. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.